Welcome to the running channel. I'm Andy and this is the next instalment of my 10-week challenge to run a faster 5k set by you, the running channel viewers. I've only got 10 weeks running 4 times a week to get from a 16:06 5k to sub 15 minutes, which is a big ask. 10 weeks isn't very long, and if I had a little bit more time then I'd build up more gradually, but I'm having to be a bit aggressive with the way that I approach my training. So I'm not suggesting that everyone dives straight in and does exactly what I'm doing, but what I am hoping is that you can take something from the way I structure my week, the type of training sessions that I do, and the relative paces that I give you, so that you can apply them to your goals and challenges. Now we'll dive straight into week 4 of my training. Please subscribe to the channel to show us your support. Tap the bell icon so you'll be notified when we upload videos just like this one, and let's get on with it. Week 4, run 2, interval session, and it is blowing a gale. Okay, so today's interval session is for distance, not time, which I much prefer. Up until this point, when I've had the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or 3, 2, 1 repeating in terms of minutes, I don't enjoy that so much. I much prefer running for distance. And today I've got 8 1k reps split into 2 sets of 4 with 2 minutes recovery between them and a slightly longer 3 to 4 minutes recovery between the sets. I'm alternating paces, 3:10 and 3:20 per kilometre, so alternating 5k and threshold pace. First set of 4x finished, with my recovery in the middle, grabbing a quick drink. Pretty happy with how it's going so far. The alternating paces have been pretty much bang on, although the wind may take its toll on this second set. Just to let you know, I changed my shoes, so I'm in my flats for the whole session. I find it much easier to get going a little bit quicker when I've got slightly lighter shoes on. It's really windy. Did I mention that already? Really enjoyed my session today. Got it done, bang on the times, and actually a little bit quicker on some of them. We'll pop the times up on the screen, but roughly alternating somewhere between 3:06 and 3:10 pace for the quicker ones, and just inside 3:20 to just outside 3:20 for the threshold effort. That session really teaches you pacing discipline, because if you don't differentiate between the 2 paces, then you don't get the true benefit of the session. It's taught me how it feels to run at threshold versus running at my current, or slightly quicker than my current 5k pace. And learning that's a real skill that'll be valuable over the next few weeks as I pick up the training. Week 4, day 3, and my body's really feeling it. So today is the first time in years that I've pulled out the calf socks. So desperate measures, because I'm feeling the effects of the first few weeks training now. Something different hurts every day. Everything's always stiff. Getting out of bed in the morning, I'm definitely feeling my age. So my first 3k effort, just under 2 miles, I did get it done. I picked it up a reasonable amount from what I'd consider easy or steady running. I was still sub threshold though, so my target was 3:20 per kilometre, which is about 5:22 mile pace. And I only felt comfortable running between 3:30 and 3:40 pace, so 10 to 20 seconds slower than target pace, which is, I guess, an indicator of where my body's at the moment. I've got to be sensible. That's the end of the second 3k effort. Managed to average around 3:30 per k, so somewhere in the 5:40 region. 5:30s, 5:40s per mile. As you can see, I'm pretty tired. Pretty pleased though. Important that I get jogging as quickly as possible. Even though I'm tired, I know it'll help with my recovery. The reason I'm pleased with today was that I'm really tired. Things are pretty sore. DOMSI, delayed onset muscle soreness, from the workouts that I've been doing. So I wasn't sure exactly what I'd get out of myself today, and I probably would have settled for an easy to steady run. And actually what I've got out of it is a good, strong, slightly below tempo effort, but still a good hard effort. My heart rate was elevated, so there'll be real aerobic benefit to that, as well as my body conditioning. Okay, that's another one in the bag. Now home for a 3-year-old's birthday party, can't wait. Okay, Sunday long run, big group, progressive, so progressing every 4k for a 16k run. Picking it up from 4-minute k pace, which is about 6:26 miling. Picking it up as we go. We'll see how much filming I can go as it gets quicker. 8k, 5 miles in. Pretty solid on the pace, so not sure I can do too much talking. Guys are all hanging in there. Averaging 340 to 350 per k, sub 6-minute miling for the last 2.5 miles. 11k, starting to hurt, drop the camera and they've got me. That's the toughest thing I've done in the 4 weeks. 16k, 10 miles inside an hour, and I'm hurting now. We were really rolling along and I had a lot of help from a big group of guys, as you could see. I'd actually handed the camera over to one of them for the last 4 or 5k because I was in no fit state to be doing any filming and I was just hanging on to them. So they did a brilliant job, and we did an almost perfect job of stepping down from 4-minute K pace for the first 4k, 350 for the next 4, 340 for the next 4, and then 330 for the last 4. Actually, we were a bit quicker the whole way through. So I'm really pleased with that. But now I really need to recover, eat well, rest up, bit of stretching, foam rolling, lacrosse ball, all of the good stuff, and get ready for another week. Week 5, day 1, and I've woken up somewhere pretty spectacular, as I think you can see. I'm in the Swiss Alps in a little town called Arosa at about 1800 meters, so I'm going to go out for an easy recovery run just now ahead of some filming today. I've run in worse places at 7 o'clock in the morning. What a spectacular treat to get my run done here this morning. It's absolutely incredible. Run this morning, I'm just looking to do anything between 8 and 10k, 5 and 6 miles. Very easy. Had a flight which arrived late last night. I'm also at altitude now, so I've got to take that into account and just be sensible. I know the camera flattens the hills, but worth saying that even an easy run up here is not that easy. About 7 AM and I've got an interval session. I've also got company, they're a little bit camera shy.
So shy.
Special guests. So I've been running with these guys for about 10 minutes and already Challenge Andy has been dismissed as a waste of time because I should of course be running the Baddeley marathons, which seems like a bit of a jump for me. Today's session, 24 times 1 minute intervals with 30 seconds recovery. The reason behind it gets me moving quicker, which I haven't done yet. So at about my target 5k intensity pace, consistently at that pace, with short recoveries, but only short intervals. So I should be able to maintain my form and work on feeling a bit more comfortable at a quicker pace. It was always planned that I'd do something a little bit quicker this week, but because I'm at altitude, I'm at Arosa is 1800 meters, we've actually dropped down to around 1600 meters to give myself a bit of a chance for this session. But shorter intervals are a little bit more straightforward at altitude than trying to do prolonged efforts or threshold efforts when you just come up against your lactate threshold more or less straight away. Despite that, I will have to look at the recoveries. Obviously 30 seconds isn't very long, so I might have to look to extend that just based on the fact that recovering is harder at altitude.
I'll run the first 100 metres with you. Not even that. Not even that. He's so fast! Nice one.
So that was pretty brutal. 24 reps felt like a long way. And about halfway through I was thinking, did I misread the text message? Did I mishear Andy when I spoke to him? I'm glad they're only short reps, but I was suffering towards the end and my pacer out was slower than what I thought it might be. But given we're at about 1600 meters, I'll take it.
Warm down?
Back home from Switzerland and I'm sat on the sofa, not running. Had a little bit of an accident on the final day, ran on some amazing trails and some actually really tough ones, and then sod's law, on a fairly easy trail, I rolled my ankle and it really hurt, so I'm icing right now.
Ah! Ah!
I need to be sensible and do all the right things. Rest, ice, compression, elevation. Definitely the hardest one of those is rest, but I need to give myself a chance to recover before I try running again.
This is the beginning of my week 6 and it hasn't started quite how I'd hoped, as you've seen. So I'm stood in the dark because I've just gone out for a very brief 5-minute tester jog just to see how my ankle's holding up, and actually it was okay. I was really nervous. I strapped it up. I'd followed some videos on YouTube as to how to use K-tape to support a sort of lateral ankle strain, and I wasn't quite sure how it was going to feel, but I headed out and it felt okay. First proper run of week 6 after ankle gate, and it's a bit of an unusual one. I'm accompanied by Anna and Tom from the running channel because we're also filming for our videos about the most beautiful places in the world to run, and we're in North Wales at the moment. So yeah, today's run is a slightly unusual one in that we're on a shoot and I'm squeezing in training when I can, so it's a little bit disjointed because we're stopping to film every now and again, but I'm trying to get an easy 5 miles in, trying to get back into the swing of things after a lot of travelling and the Swiss Alps accident with my ankle. It's feeling okay, a bit stiff, but today is the proper start of training again. Today's plan is a short warm-up, 5 to 10 minutes, followed by a 10k run where I'm alternating pace every k. I'm alternating between fast steady run and threshold pace. So for me that's 3:45 per kilometre and 3:20 for threshold pace. 2k in to the 10k. Oh, the quicker pace really hurt. 8.5k in to this k should be one of my fast steady k's in 3:45, but the last hard one at threshold pace was so hard. I've dialed it back on this one to give myself a little bit of recovery. Today was a lesson in not taking it at face value when my coach Andy texts me or calls me and says, just head out and do this, as if it's going to be the easiest thing in the world. And that was not. Sunday of week 6, I've just got a 10-mile run as I feel. So I've been given complete free rein, no progressions unless I suppose I fancy it, which I don't. Just get the miles in with a view to pushing on as we head into week 7. On one of these vlogs, I'm going to turn to the camera and I'm going to say, I feel amazing today. It's not that day. I'm halfway around 5 miles, 8k in about 33 minutes. Runners talk a lot about paces, recovery run, easy, steady, threshold, interval. But it's important also to think about listening to your body. And when you do that, what does that mean? Because there's definitely a mechanical pace at which you'll feel comfortable. So if you do run too slow, then that can feel uncomfortable because it's not a natural rhythm for your stride patterns and your gait, your cadence and all of those things. So today I'm running at what I'd consider is a sensible mechanical pace. Maybe now's a good time to ask, put myself out there. Say, is it just me? Am I weird? I find myself partway around even fairly easy runs and end up having to give myself a little out loud pep talk. Come on, Andy, keep going. Is that ridiculous? Relief is the word I would use to sum up my feelings about week 6. I'm so happy that I managed to get some running in and I feel okay. I thought I was going to have quite a long time out with what felt like a pretty serious ankle problem. So I'm back into training. I'm pumped to get stuck in for the next few weeks because the challenge itself is really close now. Please leave me any comments about your own challenges that you've been facing. You've been in touch a few times and it's really exciting to hear it and I really do value your support. Subscribe to the channel so you can check in on my progress and our other videos and I'll see you next time on the Running Channel.